Well, with cases of Omicron variant being found in the U.S., the CDC's chief says that the cases have emerged so far to be very mild. That is awesome news. Currently, about 3/4 of those infected have been vaccinated. The agency says it's actively working on collecting more data on the variant. But again, as we've been reporting over and over here on News Nation, there is still a lot we don't know. And there are still very few cases here in the U.S., still believed to be under 100 for sure. Peter McGinn is one of the first people diagnosed in the U.S., and he is joining us this morning to tell his story. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
So you felt ill reportedly after attending a big convention in New York City. Can you walk us through what happened?
Yeah, so the Sunday evening of the convention, I started coming down with symptoms, which I thought was just the fatigue of being at the convention itself. When I arrived back to my home in Minnesota, I found out one of my party members was positive with COVID after taking a test, and which led me to getting tested, which later found out that I also had I had the variant itself.
And you were already vaccinated and already received your booster shot too, right?
That is correct.
So for your friend who contracted COVID, did they find out that they had the Omicron variant too, or just you?
As of right now, it's me and one other person in my party member of my party that I was with. But there were some other people in my party that tested positive, and until the samples are tested from their respective states, we don't know yet. But it's overwhelmingly likely that they probably had the variant.
So, what had you ever had COVID before?
This was the first time I've ever had it.
Okay, and so can you describe like what the symptoms were for somebody who might be watching at home?
Sure. Yeah, I had light fatigue, like exhaustion, a runny nose, and a sore cough for about 24 hours. Very mild, and one night's rest actually cleared up everything for me.
Really? One night's rest?
Yep.
Yeah, that is mild. But I guess now there are a whole bunch of people who are at that anime convention who are going to be tested or should be tested if the CDC gets what they want.
Yeah. So far, what we're seeing right now is that it's a very isolated event. The people within my party are testing positive. The majority of the people at the convention that I was not interacting with are all testing negative. So in a bad light, there's something, but I also want to see the positive in this, that so many people are testing negative and not having it.
Yeah, no, that's a very important point. In fact, the word that Omicron could spread a lot faster because of all of its different mutations was a huge concern for health experts. But so far, even Dr. Anthony Fauci is saying that so far the data that they're seeing is very encouraging. Why was it important for you to tell your story?
I just wanted to get the word out there because I was one of the first people to contract it, and the information was just not out there. So I wanted to share my story, at least, of, hey, I'm vaccinated, but I got it, but here are my symptoms and here how fast I recovered. That I just wanted people to have, if they were feeling uncertain or were anxious about this new variant, that at least I could give my personal experience from having it.
Do you think that there are a lot of people who might be afraid of what this new variant could mean?
I think absolutely. I think the uncertainty of just when you hear new variant of COVID, it's just, I think, overwhelming to a lot of people. And maybe I'm only one person and I can only share my experience, but hopefully it can shed some light that, hey, I'm vaccinated, hey, I'm boosted. My symptoms lasted 24 hours. And to me, I think that was the reason why I recovered so fast. So I just want to get my message out there too, to let people know, like, hey, this is what I did and I feel great now.
All right, Peter, we are certainly glad you feel great. Thank you so much for being with us and sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.